As a precursor for the upcoming videos, consider this to be an introduction. Whether your main goal is to start a side business, a full-time business, or just try to get your feet wet, take this video and try to get a better understanding of what needs to be considered going forward and how you will address it. Buying, handling, processing, research, selling, shipping, collecting. For full disclosure before we go any further, I need to let you know that I do not do this full time. I'm a collector. Aside from that, I have a full-time job, a family, and I run 2 other small businesses. I did not get into this field to make a quick buck. Making money has been a side effect of it, but also it's come with its own fair share of headaches. These headaches are things that I have learned the hard way, whether loss of time, loss of money, or a dwindling ambition to do it any longer. I don't know if this is something that I would consider doing full time. Without a few changes. Stage 1, buying. We're going to look at where to buy from and what to look for. In stage 2, handling. What to do with everything, whether it be donations to thrift stores for the stuff you really don't care about, or as a last resort, trips to the dump. Stage 3, processing. Processing with a special focus towards sorting. Much of this sorting will be done in efforts to get a good grasp on what the inventory of items that are now in your possession. This inventory will eventually create a catalog. One of the key takeaways of this catalog in this stage is to really hammer home the point of take enough pictures. This one consideration will do wonders when it comes to handling something multiple times, because in this world, the more you handle something, the less money you're going to make. It's just the nature of the beast. Stage 4, research. In this stage, you will be expected to become an expert of many things, whether it be the expert in items or an expert in general. But aside from this, you need to become an expert in the tools and technologies by which you will perform research by. We will also look at supply and demand and how the historical supply and demand affects any actions going forward. Stage 5, selling. Know what you are selling and know the trends behind it. We will look at the difference between a list price that you may see on eBay versus what the actual sales price was. We will discuss where to sell and specifically what platforms to sell on and what their requirements are. And as part of this catalog that will be ongoing, we will begin to identify keywords. Keywords are an extremely important part of selling and the collectible business. Learn to use them to your advantage, but do not abuse them into oblivion. In the 6th stage, shipping, we must talk about a necessary evil, shipping costs, and all of the hidden charges that are going to eat away at any profit that you will make. But there are ways around it, or to at least lessen the blunt force trauma from it. We will look at weights, scales, packaging alternatives, and different services and when to use them. And the 7th and final video in this series deals with collecting. More specifically, a very unique question that every person finds themselves having to answer, and that is, where is the line between collecting and hoarding? If there are no other takeaways, please absorb these last 2 points. time and value, because unfortunately these two are extremely hard to develop systematically. Basic bookkeeping is needed, and I would say a necessity. I want to mention it for another reason. The sooner that you get into the habit of documenting your time, the better off you will be. It will be extremely important to find out where you are spending most of your time. The reason for it is this: once you get to where you're dealing with higher volumes of items coming in, you're going to want to know exactly how much time you can dedicate to each of these stages throughout the life cycle. You will eventually find out if you're spending more of your time doing something that you really wanted to do, or if you're spending more of your time doing something you have absolutely no interest in doing. Identifying these areas is a key component of where you may need to farm help in, learn more about, or figure out a way to make that part of the process a little less painful. If you are getting into this business to make money, this business is fraught with gremlins that love to take your time. And regardless of where you are in this journey, I encourage you to become a student, not just of the industry, but of your habits and practices. Learn to find the redundancies in your process. If you find yourself having to handle something multiple times, or having to go back and take pictures all over again, if you find that you do horrible at keeping any kind of record of anything, these are the areas that you are going to want to address, and the sooner the better. Addressing them now has a far less penalty for failure than addressing them later when there is more time and money on the line. And the final caveat is value. Value should be your primary driver, not just in this business, but in every aspect. How do you find your value? Is the value that you bring to the table in your proficiency at handling, researching, finding stuff to buy? My goal by the end of this series is to help you answer that question, because if you can find what your value added is, then you can maximize it. But the only real way that you can do it is you have to get your feet wet. So over the next 7 Fridays, a new video will be released at 6 p.m. where we address each of these stages. Starting next Friday, we will cover the process of buying, where to look, and what to look for. Until then, take care.
Fabulous